it won't be enough for Meghan and it won't be enough for Harry. And she will just go off, and her next step is a billionaire. Because she's got millions, so why not step up to a billionaire?
People who are extraordinarily rich for quite a long time now, and I don't know whether they're not interested in her or she hasn't fancied them, but she's still hanging on.
Harry to marry a billionaire and eventually fulfill her goal of becoming the governor of California.
The crown didn't just turn its back, it slammed the door, locked it, and walked away. Meghan? She moved on like nothing happened. And poor Harry. He's left standing in the wreckage, surrounded by a silence so deafening it almost feels cruel. Once the world's favorite rebel royal, now he's just invisible. Imagine that. Harry, the man who once couldn't escape the spotlight, now ignored as if he was never needed at all.
Which came together in the marriage of Harry and Meghan. There's a fault line down the middle of it. And I feel that will crack one day. Think about it.
There was a time when Harry was untouchable. The golden ticket, the main event, the one person who could walk into a room and make every head turn. He had that cheeky grin, that swaggering charm, and those effortless jokes that made him feel like one of us. He wasn't just a royal, he was the royal. Even the press, those wolves who ripped every Windsor apart, handled him like glass. Adored, envied, protected. Harry was the one everyone wanted around.
Very busy world of the royal family with lots to do. Even in his spare time, he could play polo and do whatever he wanted.
And let's not forget the contradictions that made him so magnetic. He was the soldier on the front lines and the prince slipping out of clubs at 3 a.m. He lived with unimaginable privilege, yet somehow seemed like the guy who'd share a beer with you after work. That was Harry, the everyman prince.
Where is my work? And I think that will wear thin in time. As Meghan rises in Netflix firmament, into whatever she will do, fashion, beauty, whatever.
But look at him now. Fast forward to today and the fairy dust is gone. That same man walks into rooms, but instead of adoring smiles, he feels the chill. Rooms that once couldn't get enough of him now pretend he's not even there. The silence, the polite nods. It's a humiliation he never thought he'd know.
Politics,
wine,
maybe?
Politics,
Yeah.
marry a, well, eventually.
And here's the real kicker. The first cracks didn't even come from the royals. They came from Hollywood of all places. Remember when he and Meghan first landed in California? They were the power couple. The rebels who defied Buckingham and claimed the Hollywood throne. Producers lined up with deals. Celebs begged for selfies. Power couples wanted dinner invites. They were the hottest ticket in town.
But Meghan didn't actually love him and didn't really care for him.
But by 2025, that shine gone. Quietly, without a single press release, the call stopped. The parties went on without them. Harry's name just disappeared from the lists. Imagine once being the star attraction and now ghosted by Hollywood itself.
Said, and of course she's spot on. She just has used Harry as somebody she should tell what to do.
And why? Oh, the insiders have been spilling. Publicists whispered warnings. Stay away. Not because Harry was scandalous, but because he was unpredictable. One dinner chat could end up on Netflix, one casual moment immortalized in his book or podcast. For image-obsessed Hollywood, that's the kiss of death. He became a liability no one wanted near.
Do well together, do they? But I remember very clearly, it wasn't long ago.
And Hollywood doesn't sugarcoat. Producers called him the exiled royal who won't stop talking. Others flatly said he had a shot. He blew it. And these weren't his enemies. They were once his biggest fans, the same people who fought to call him a friend. Now, they pretend he doesn't exist.
To marry very, very rich men because they'll have loads of money to buy clothes and a lovely house and they don't have to wash up and all that.
And if Harry's quietly falling apart, Meghan is reportedly seething. This isn't the dream she signed up for. California wasn't supposed to be a graveyard for her ambitions. It was supposed to crown them as Hollywood's new royals. Power, money, influence, endless applause. But instead, she's watching it crumble.
Gathering, actually, and if you want lots of money, then you're after them in a very different way. And I'm sure she can charm people at the beginning, but if they stay quite long with her, like we have in this country.
Behind the smiles, insiders say Meghan is furious. Furious that her carefully crafted empire is slipping through her hands. Furious that the man she risked it all for is fading into irrelevance. Harry was supposed to be her partner, her golden ticket. Now he's looking more like dead weight.
Personally, is that I don't think that Harry had any clue
that somebody potentially close to his wife spoke privately to Omid Scobie about the alleged royal racist that ended up in Endgame.
And Meghan Markle? She's not the type to sit and wait for things to magically fix themselves. She's about control, strategy, optics, always has been. And now, with the world slipping away, whispers say she's not just rethinking their brand, she's rethinking Harry himself.
Meghan Markle, in my opinion, could be behind the leak. We saw a string of glorious, gorgeous images of Catherine, the Princess of Wales, at Wimbledon.
Rumors swirl. She's already taking meetings alone, cutting deals without his name attached, aligning herself with Hollywood bigwigs and investors who have no interest in Harry. And the spiciest whispers? That she may even be entertaining the idea of someone new in her personal life. Whether it's real or just smoke, Meghan knows. Perception is everything. And let's talk about perception. Meghan's body language? Screaming independence. Every move calculated, every smile staged, every pose telling the world she's solo now. For Harry, that's the dagger to the heart. The woman who once vowed to stand by him no matter what? She may already be sketching her exit strategy. And when Hollywood's silence grew deafening, Harry pulled a move no one saw coming. He went back to the UK. But don't get it twisted. This wasn't some nostalgic trip home to reconnect with the land that once adored him. This was desperation, a last-ditch attempt to matter again. Here's the twist, though. Word is, it wasn't even his idea. Meghan allegedly orchestrated the whole charade. Every handshake, every photo, every speech, pre-planned by her team. It was all designed to make Harry look relevant again, only it didn't work. And oh, the reception? Ice cold. Royal aides treated Harry like he was some invited guest, not the son of the house. Polite smiles, stiff nods, but no warmth at all. That kind of politeness stings more than open rejection. And his so-called friends? The polo buddies, the drinking pals, they barely gave him the time of day. Conversations were short, shallow. Some didn't even show up. Others came alone, leaving their wives at home. Nobody wanted to risk being Netflix content again. Harry tried to power through, smiling for the cameras, delivering speeches about unity and service. The words were polished, sure, but anyone watching could see it. The spark was gone. He looked like an actor reciting lines written for him, and maybe, just maybe, that's exactly what he was doing. And while Harry was trudging through that cold reception in London, Meghan was nowhere in sight. Her absence wasn't some coincidence, it was planned. Instead of standing next to him, smiling for the cameras, she was across the ocean in California, coffee in hand, shades on, sitting with a big-name Hollywood executive. Relaxed, glowing, untouched by the storm. The contrast was savage. Harry, desperate and ignored, and Meghan, carefree and radiant. She knew exactly what she was doing, sending a message without saying a word. Social media erupted. People asked, was Meghan rebranding herself solo, or was this about something more personal? Either way, her message landed. Loud, clear. She didn't need Harry by her side to stay relevant. She's leaning into solo photo ops, strategic meetings, and even fueling whispers of a new billionaire in her orbit. Is it business? Is it personal? Meghan doesn't need to confirm. She knows perception is everything. And the optics? Devastating. A glowing Meghan laughing with a powerful man while Harry is photographed surfing alone. She plants the image, lets the world speculate, and quietly moves to her next chess piece. That's her game. Not survival, ascension. And Harry? He's not even on the board anymore. So where does this leave Harry? Not royal enough for the crown, not independent enough for Hollywood, not controversial enough to keep the headlines spinning. He's stuck in limbo, floating between two worlds but belonging to neither. And the cruelest part? He knows it. The monarchy sees him as a deserter, a man who cashed in their secrets for streaming deals. Hollywood, once dazzled by the Sussex brand, they've moved on to shinier toys. And without Meghan beside him, orchestrating the cameras, Harry looks like a man out of place, famous for who he was, not who he is. The whispers keep getting louder. Friends close to him say Harry spends hours surfing alone as if the waves are his only escape. He walks the dogs with his head down, sunglasses shielding eyes that once lit up crowds. The mischievous prince, the cheeky soldier, gone. In his place is a man desperate not to be seen. Every outing feels staged, every appearance tightly managed. But beneath it all, insiders insist Harry feels the crushing weight of being directionless. No crown to serve, no wife to lean on, no clear purpose left. He's stripped of the identities that once defined him. And that's the harsh truth. Harry's always been tethered to someone. First, the monarchy, then Meghan. Now, he's stripped of both. Alone, he's staring at a reality he doesn't know how to handle. Even Montecito, their supposed paradise, is no longer a sanctuary. Whispers say the walls echo with tension, conversations clipped, affection replaced with logistics about the kids. Meghan is 2 steps ahead as always, but this time, she's not pulling him along, she's pulling away. She's leaning into solo power moves like a chess master. Carefully curated red carpet appearances, quiet coffee meetings with big-name executives, whispers of finance moguls in her orbit. Meghan knows what she's doing. For her, perception isn't survival, it's power. And here's where it gets scandalous. Meghan's been spotted with a wealthy financier. Maybe it's business, maybe it's personal, but does that even matter? Meghan knows the game, the picture, the smile, the laughter with another man. She doesn't have to say a word, the world fills in the blanks for her. And Harry? He's left as the punchline. The optics are brutal. A glowing Meghan, laughing with power players, while Harry is photographed alone, surfing in the waves, clinging to a freedom that feels like exile. Whether or not the romance rumors are true doesn't matter. Meghan plays perception like a violin. Plant the image, let the speculation spiral, and move on to her next play. That's her signature. For Meghan, this isn't desperation, it's ascension. For Harry, it's erasure, and the gossip just won't stop. Meghan doesn't need to file for divorce to write the ending. The perception of separation is already here. Every solo appearance, every carefully staged absence is another brick in the wall between them. Insiders swear she's halfway out the door already, with her power intact, her future mapped out, and maybe, just maybe, another man waiting in the wings. Harry, meanwhile, looks like a man unraveling in real time. A royal exile, a Hollywood reject, a husband fading into the background of his own marriage. The fairy tale is dead and everyone knows it except maybe him. And that's the tragedy. This isn't some explosive scandal with shouting and slammed doors. No, it's worse. It's slow, quiet, a heartbreak that eats away at him every single day. The man who once had the world at his feet is now reduced to whispers, pity, and loneliness. The Golden Prince, he's become the Ghost Prince. And so here we are, the fairy tale in tatters. What once sparkled in the public eye now lies in pieces, glitter turned to dust. The dream couple who promised to rewrite the royal script are unraveling before our very eyes. Harry, he's a man out of time. The palace doesn't want him, Hollywood doesn't need him, and Meghan, she looks like she's already 2 steps ahead, charting a new course with or without him. Insiders murmur that when Harry walks into Montecito rooms now, it's different. No more whispered laughter, no more team strategy sessions. It's logistics, drop-offs, schedules, polite exchanges. Meghan's warmth, it's replaced with calculation. And Harry, who once basked in her glow, now feels like an extra in his own marriage. The whispers grow sharper. Meghan spotted at dinners, radiant, with industry giants. Meanwhile, Harry, papped surfing, lonely, head down, a man hiding behind salt water and sunglasses. The contrast is too stark to ignore. For Meghan, perception is the weapon. She doesn't even need to leave Harry to change the story. Every solo red carpet appearance, every coffee with a Hollywood executive, every glamorous laugh shared with another man, it's enough. She knows the headlines will write themselves. And Harry? He looks smaller with each passing day. Friends say he spends long hours walking the dogs, silent, disconnected, his mischievous spark dimmed to embers. He once lived loudly. Now he barely exists at all. The cruelest truth? Harry's always belonged to someone else's story. First the monarchy's, then Meghan's. But stripped of both, he faces a haunting realization. He doesn't know who he is on his own. Montecito was supposed to be their palace, their happily ever after. But insiders whisper it's a house divided, a stage for icy silence instead of love. Meghan plays the game like a master chess player, every move calculated, every perception planted. And Harry, he's the pawn who doesn't even realize he's been moved off the board. And that's the final gossip twist. Meghan doesn't need a dramatic divorce or a screaming match to end this saga. The ending is already here, quiet, subtle, 1,000 little cuts that leave Harry broken in silence. The once golden prince now feels like a ghost. The man who had the world in his palm has lost it all, his royal crown, Hollywood spotlight, and perhaps soon the woman he thought would stand by him forever. The fairy tale? It's over, and everyone sees it, except maybe Harry.